Oh boy, it's a Subterror deck profile. What's up? This is Not Lamra's Invoked 101, and this is a deck that I should have profiled a day or so after I got it. I've been kind of holding it off because I was on a little bit of a vacation. I went up to Iowa to see my family, so that was really nice. Anyway, and if you remember, the last video I uploaded was, ta-da, it was a Subterror. I opened some mail and it was Subterrors. So, we're going to deck profile it. I have changed it a little bit, and I have been playing it online, so I kind of know what I want to put into it. And, yeah, anyway, this deck was sent to me in a trade from Pendulum Mystic, also known as Ace. So, again, big shout out to him for getting me this deck. So anyway, we're going to set this to the side, we're going to set the spells and traps to the side, and we're going to jump right into the monsters, which I would like to preface, first of all, this artwork is really cool. I really like the artwork for these guys. I think that they look super cool. And I don't think the deck is terrible. I think that it definitely had potential. But we're running 3 Fiendus. What she can do is she can negate stuff by flipping a Subterror face down. She can also, if she's on the field, you can target a monster you control, including herself, flip her face down, and then flip it face down, and then summon a Subterror from your hand or graveyard. She is literally the best card in the deck. Like, this card is amazing, because if she's flipped face down and you summon a Subterror in face down defense position out of your graveyard, and you have a Subterror in your hand, you can special summon that Subterror out of your hand, and we'll get into that a little bit more when we talk about the big guys. So yeah, definitely 3 Fiendus, because oh my god, she's amazing. 2 Nemesis Warrior. Nemesis Warrior is pretty good. He can special summon himself from the graveyard when a Behemoth is flipped face up. He can also tribute himself and another Subterror to summon a Behemoth out of the graveyard, and that is a quick effect. So like what he does is he dumps one to the graveyard, then you tribute at least 2 that equal or exceed the level of the monster tributed, and then you special summon that monster in face up or face down defense position. So that's pretty cool. The last Nemesis we run is 2 Archer. Honestly, this one could come to 1, like, I don't know. Archer's definitely the weakest one, even though she's a secret rare. She's definitely the weak one. She's really cool though. If she is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can summon 1 Subterror monster from your deck in face up or face down defense position. And she has like a Grand Mole effect where if she attacks a face down defense position monster while you have another Subterror, she shuffles it back into the deck. So that's pretty cool, but you're never going to use that, essentially, unless you're using her in combination with one of the other guys. So that's, it's just not, she's not super great. Fiendus is definitely the one that you want to run at 3, but you could put Archer at 1 and be fine. That's it for the Nemesis. For the Nemesi. Anyway, we're moving into the Behemoths, and the Behemoths are some of my favorite cards. So, this is Stygio Kraken. And before we get into the other Behemoths, I would like to kind of give a rundown of the Behemoths' effects. So, basically what all these guys can do is, you can only use their flip effect once per turn. They're all high-level flip monsters. And you can only use their flip effect once per turn on each of them. And then they all share the effect of when a face-up monster you control is flip face down. If you control no face-up monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. And then once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position. So they all share that last effect. But each of their flip effects is different. So I'm not going to be repeating the whole, special summon out of your hand, flip a face down effects. I'm not going to be repeating that. But Stygio Kraken, what he does is when he's flip face up, you can destroy set cards equal to the amount of Behemoths you control, Subterror Behemoths you control. So if you flip him face up, you get to pop 1 set card. If you flip if you flip up another Behemoth and then flip him face up, you can pop 2 cards, etc., etc. So that's really good. He's pretty cool. He's one of the easier ones to get out too. The next 2 we run, and my personal favorite one is Umastrix. I really like the level 7 Umastrix. So his flip effect is he banishes a card. Flip up, target a card, banish it. Target 1 monster, banish it. I think that he's really good. I like him. He is my favorite. Then he's also really easy to get out. The next one is the level 8. This is Phosphio Glacier. Phosphiel Glacier's flip effect is he's a Foolish Burial for any card. You flip him up and he dumps a card to the graveyard. I never summon this guy. I've been playing this deck for a little bit now, for about a week, I would say. About a week, right? And I've never summoned this one. Never. So, I don't know if that's just me, but every deck profile I see, everyone runs him at 1, so he's in the deck. Then we have another one that's like, I think this one's pretty good. This one is Stalagmo. I think Stalagmo is really good. He's one of the better attackers. Stalagmo's flip effect is you discard a Subterror to draw 2 cards. He's a Destiny draw, which pretty cool. I like that they have like an archetype Destiny draw. I think that's really good. And then another one that I think this is Meow Meow's favorite one. Ultramafus, also known as Volcano Turtle. I think Volcano Turtle is one of the best ones. When he's flipped face up, he's a Book of Moon, not a Book of Moon, a Book of Eclipse, but no draws or flip face up effects. He's really good. He works with Archer. He's also level 12, so he's a little hard to summon. But he has 3,000 attack, so, you know, worth it. That's it for the monsters. I think that the way they were designed is really good. I think that they're designed well, and I think that they function. I think that this deck had plenty of potential. Moving into the spells, of course, we have to run 3 of it, because it is amazing, and that is the Hidden City. So what Hidden City does is, whenever it's activated, you get transported underground, and then you search a Subterror monster, any Subterror monster. It sucks that it doesn't search any Subterror card. But then once per turn, you can flip up a You can flip up or flip down. Target a Subterror. Change 1 face down defense position Subterror. You control the face up attacker defense position. Oh wait, hang on, that's not it. Once per turn, change 1 face down defense position Subterror. You control the face up attacker defense position. So yeah, I can do that. Then if your opponent attacks you and you have a face down Subterror monster, you can flip up a Subterror you control and then into attack or defense position, and then negate that attack, and then the Subterror's effect will activate, which is really cool. This card, my buddy, I remember when I was getting this deck in the mail, and I was talking to my friends about it. He was like, "Oh, Hidden City's the best card in the deck," and I was like, "Is it?" Because I was reading it, I was like, "That doesn't sound really good." And then in practice, in play, Fiendus, best card in the deck. But yeah, Hidden City's really good, and because it's really good, and a Rhoda for the entire deck, we run 3 Terraforming because it's still at 3. No, it's not going to get hit on the ban list. It's not. Leave it alone. It's nah. Tommy was so. It's not going to get hit. Next card is 2 Twin Twisters. I really like Twin Twisters in this deck. I think it's okay. Hits 2 cards. MST, if you remember, MST was in this deck. But no, I swapped it out for some Twin Twisters because I think Twin Twisters is a little bit better. Another card I actually surprisingly like that a lot of people haven't been playing is Cave Clash. I think it might just be the build that I'm running because I don't run any hand traps in it, but definitely could. Cave Clash is really good. It gives 500 attack for every set monster on the field. It gives your Subterrors that. And that's really easy to do, is to like flip up 1, make them super beefy, and swing over something. So I think, and then if a Subterror inflicts damage, you can add a Subterror card from your graveyard, any Subterror card from your graveyard back to your hand. So it gives you a bit of recovery. I think this card is great. I think it's really good. Then we have our 1-ofs. We run 1 Soul Charge to charge our soul. 1/1 for 1 to summon the Fiendus, because Fiendus is amazing. And then the Rhoda. The 1 Rhoda to search our Nemesis Warrior. So yeah. There are the spells. I do not know how many spells there are, but I know that there's enough to make a deck. So that's the important part. Then we go to the traps. This is... Subterrors actually don't have terrible traps, especially this one. This one is literally amazing. This card is amazing in this deck. And that is Subterror Final Battle. This card has 4 different effects, and it's a Scrap Iron Scarecrow. And by Scrap Iron Scarecrow, I mean whenever you flip a face up, it wants to flip back down after you activate it. So that's amazing that it just keeps doing that. So what this card does is you can you can change a set face down Subterror into face up defense position or face up attack position. then you can change a face-up Subterror into face-down defense position, or you can make the attack and defense of a Subterror. You can combine their stats for a turn. Like, so say I want to buff up my Stygia Kraken, I can make his attack and defense equal, like they gain to each other. So he'd become, what is that? Would he become 4,000? Yeah, he'd become 4,000. He'd be a 4,000, 4,000, which is nuts. And then it also has this turn, the effects of Subterror monsters cannot be negated. So that's really cool. This card is really good. You have to run it at 3 because it's just so good in the deck. So good. The only other Subterror trap I run is it did come with 2 burrowing. I'm only running 1 because I don't really care for it. I think it's kind of subpar. It's okay, but it's not super great. Another card I'm running is 2 Quaking. Thinking this is amazing. I'm thinking about running the 2 Quaking and the 1 Storming instead, because I think Storming is really good. Storming is my personal favorite one. So yeah, but yeah. And then the 2 Call of the Haunted, this should be back to the front, because summoning them in defense position is a lot better than summoning them in attack position with a thing under them. I just haven't gotten the back to the fronts yet. I will get them at some point, just need to get them soon, just need to get them. But yeah, these shouldn't be Call of the Haunteds, they should be back to the fronts, if you plan on building this build. And the last card we run is 2 Solemn Strike. I think that at this point, this is a staple card in like just about any deck. Gotta run 2. You can run Strike and a Warning. I wouldn't run Scolding because of all the stuff that's face down, but yeah. And then that's it for the main deck, but I do run 1 extra deck card. I run a Mrs. Radiant. Whatever. You can run the Link Subterror, but she's not super great. But yeah, I think Subterrors are really fun. I think that they definitely had potential at one point. I think that they still could get potential. I know that we're missing Guru. I know that he's like a level 4 flip monster for the deck. I know that Guru is actually like kind of good and that he searches these spells and traps, if I'm right. He adds that, or he searches any card. If he does something like that, he's a searcher too. And then he does something else, but I forget what he does. I just know that he's like not terrible. He's also not a behemoth or a nemesis. He's like Fiendus, where it's just like Subterror Guru. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get a Guru at some point. Maybe he'll be in the special editions as like an import for Extreme Force, so that would be really cool. But yeah, I hope that you've gotten some value out of this video. I hope that you've enjoyed this video to some degree, and I hope that I don't know. That was the end. That's all I had. So I will see you guys in the next video.